Getting feedback out of your community test? I'll show you what to look out for. Now, with community testing, I mean letting a bunch of players loose on your level. I'd recommend getting players from a game that's close to yours for the best results. This tutorial will not go over how to gather that group of people though. If you would like a tutorial or tips on how to, shoot me a comment. This tutorial goes over how to look at the test and translate it to feedback. With community testing, there's a lot of benefits of having a large group of people playtest your level. For one, it's a big hurdle to overcome to put your project out there for all the world to see and to playtest, but the results you get are way more valuable than having a friend or a family member look it over. These people will be harder on you, but they will also give you valuable feedback instead of somebody who's trying their hardest to not really hurt your feelings. You'll also introduce different playstyles to your level. This one helps you more with general balancing and might help you find exploits or just general ways to play that you would never find on your own because you don't play or think like that player does. It may also create new and interesting ways to shape areas with this new perspective that all these different players are bringing. You'll also be able to see a real play session. You're not going to be there for every single play session once your game or your map goes live. Having seen how players interpret and play your level shows you what works and what doesn't in your design. Now there is also a downside to all of this, and they're worth bringing up. One, you have to find all the people willing to playtest. The bigger the game, the more people you need to find. Now that's either going to be on you or somebody on the outside, but it's a job that needs to be done, and it's a pretty difficult one sometimes. Number two, people will not have a filter. If they don't know you and they cannot see you, then they will say whatever comes to their mind, and it might hurt your feelings, so be prepared for that. Now all of that is fun, but what do we actually look out for while we test? Well, there are a lot of things we could take into consideration. I'm not going to list all of the possible things you can look out for. It depends on your project what kind of info is more valuable to you. I am, however, going to show you 3 extremely common things that can pop up during your playtest and how to analyze them for problems. A common problem you'll encounter is people not following the path or ignoring hints on where to go. Let's watch this clip.
Alert! The final control point is being contested.
It is sad to see this, but it helps you make your map better. No, these people are not newbies, they've played the game for a long time. Let me show you from another angle. As you can see here, the player has 2 options. Go straight forward or go to the right. The arrow is there to make the player realize that there is a path to the right and that they should be taking it. However, the geometry is working against this. The player is pointed towards and almost guided towards the door as they come out of spawn. No amount of signs are going to help move the player who is following the flow of the level. Having the level point towards the intended route or just having the player spawn towards the intended route would help fix this. Having the geometry aim the player to the desired route is also a way to fix this. Moral of the story: look at what options you are giving your players when they enter a new area. What is the most attractive route and how is your geometry helping the player get to this route? Another way to get information is to look how your players are playing your map. As you can see, at the start of the game most players chose a mobile class. The rocket, bomb and shoe icon next to the player's name stand for the demo man, the soldier and the scout. 3 mobile classes. Out of the 16 players in this match, 10 of them have chosen a class that has a lot of mobility. What can we draw from this? Well, compare it to the end of the match. Now, 9 out of 21 players have chosen a mobility class. I will comment, however, that both teams have an engineer, the wrench icon, who can build teleporters for his team so that they can skip the traveling time and get to the front lines way faster. What does this tell us? We can see that mobility and getting places fast is a big thing during this match. Players want to get to the battle fast, as that is where the fun of the game is. Seeing half of the players choose mobility over anything else might indicate that the map is too big. This can be confirmed as at the end of the match both teams are still half mobility, and they both have engineers. Looking at the playstyle of your players gives you a great look in what your players think is the best way to play your map. You can confirm this suspicion with a questionnaire. Ask your players why they chose the playstyle. Is it their favorite way to play, or did they feel like they had to win the game or to get anywhere? Sometimes your players are just too angry or frustrated by the gameplay and they will lash out at anything. Now I want to make clear that I have no problems with these players. The heat of the moment can get to anyone. I will, however, show you this to give you an example of what can happen when a player gets frustrated and starts bad-mouthing your map, and how to turn it into feedback. To set up the clip, this was a test with a very competitive nature. The players we are listening to are clearly losing. We can see the players' outlines, but they obviously can't. This was also their first time playing the map.
I don't even know which way to
Where are you guys?
They have better spawns.
That's hit 50.
What the Bro.
Arrow!
I'm dead!
Oh.
Their entire combo flanked
That's
me.
dead, that's dead.
I don't know what's happening. Like,
They're hurting their men.
so many places to push. And
Drop
small
that.
alleyways.
Yeah.
Tiny choke
Not
points.
like this.
This is a bad map. I hate it.
I didn't know that room was that
This
narrow.
is a terrible map.
Don't catch lucrative telling you that. You gotta have constructive
Wait, he
criticism.
killed himself.
There's just a lot of stuff that's bad about it.
Now, as you can see, pretty harsh. However, could you tell what the problem was? Let's look at another clip to make it a bit more clear.
We have
sticks.
50%
Wait,
crit.
why does he have sticks? Alright.
I should have called that. I knew they were there. I don't know where forwards are
I don't
entirely.
know. This game-
Wait, Max, stay with me. I have 70 crits.
Where the are forwards? That's why this map is bad. 100%. Let's go top right with this.
Can we actually go top left? Top right is a drop down, so
Kill
there's no
soldier.
reason to take an Uber there.
Could you tell? The players have no grasp on this level. They don't know where to go, they have no idea what the attack options are. They're constantly asking each other where to go or where something is. If you have been paying attention, the level is very samey in terms of textures, because it's a blackout, but still. All of them did get a quick run through of about 2 to 5 minutes. Then again, how good can you learn a level from a 2 to 5 minute run through? And in the heat of the moment, that stuff goes out the window. Now, looking at your level critically after statements like this, and really listening to what your players are saying, could help you find solutions to problems that nobody might be addressing in a feedback round or when they're giving feedback. And some final tips I want to leave you guys with. Number 1, turn off your ego. People are gonna say stuff and it's not all gonna be filtered, so don't take it as a personal attack, let it go and see what makes them angry or frustrated. Number 2, test early and test often. What may take 3 to 4 days to figure out on your own, you can have in one playtest with just random people. There's a lot of people out there who understand that it's not the final version yet, and who can help you improve this version and give you a fresh perspective on your project. And number 3, don't be afraid. People are scary, opinions are scary, there's a lot of scary things in the world, but you'll never improve if you don't look for the opinions of others. Why are you making levels or games if not for other people? So suck it up, take a deep breath, and throw your stuff out there. Well, I hope this video was of some use to you. Keep in mind that this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of things to keep in mind, and I could have gone into insane detail. But for now, this will serve as a nice intro. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I thank you very much for watching. My name is Daniel, and I'll see you later.